Yes, sir. What is going on, family? It's your boy, man. I'm just outside, you know, enjoying this beautiful day, enjoying this nature, man. It's a beautiful day, man. Make sure y'all get outside, enjoy some sun. It's good for your skin, it's good for your body, man. Hey, but for real, the purpose of today's video, man, I'm not sure how long it's gonna be. If I get to ranting, I'm sorry. I'm sorry in advance. But yeah, I did a poll last week on Instagram. If you don't follow me, go follow your boy, Coach Hort _. Very simple. But I did a poll last week, and there were a lot of people that interacted, and I also got a lot of topics for my YouTube channel. But something that stuck out to me was a lot of people want to know who I am. A lot of people kind of want to go through my journey with me. So I'm gonna kind of make that a little easier for you guys today and drop this video. So, like I said, man, if I get to ranting, I'm sorry. If I get to ranting, I'm sorry. If this video is too long, hey, just rock with your boy anyways. Just rock with your boy. But yeah, let's go ahead and start. So, who am I? First of all, I go by Hort, you know. Got that name back in college, and athlete, so most of the time they shorten up your last name, or they'll use your last name for your first name. So full name is John Timothy Horton Jr. Unfortunately, as kids, we don't get to choose our names. We don't get to choose our names, and I don't really rock with mine too much, simply because I am a junior. My family is rooted with my mom's. You know what I'm saying? She is the backbone. She's the she's the queen. She's the queen of the family. The queen makes all the moves. And that's kind of just what it was. She made a lot of sacrifices for me and my brothers. It's three of us. I'm the oldest one, 27. I just turned 27 in August 22nd. So I am a Leo. My other two brothers, Andre and Dante, they're not too far behind me at all. We're all pretty grown now. All of us over 21, so we all grown men. You know what I'm saying? We made a lot of sacrifices, or I would say my mom more so made most of the sacrifices growing up, where she kind of sacrificed what she wanted to do in her life so she can go to the military. You know what I'm saying? She went to the military. She did 22 or 23 years in the Army. So, you know what I'm saying? That's big time. A lot of sacrifices were made in 23 years as well, I'm sure. And unfortunately, that does shape the pathway for people. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say the absence of my mom, but she was always there. She was always there, and I would never say nothing against that. But just the fact that we didn't have a father figure, or a real father, it plays its part. You know what I'm saying? And that goes into kind of the lack of interest in my name. You know what I'm saying? Just due to the fact that I didn't have really a pops growing up, it does kind of hit a little hard. But it is what it is. I'm definitely not the only one, and I won't be the first, and I won't be the last. We grew up interchangeably going through the states, you know what I'm saying? United States and Germany, where my youngest brother was actually born in Belgium. So that's pretty cool. I grew up speaking French, you know what I'm saying? Bonjour, je m'appelle John. Comment ça va? You know what I'm saying? I just told y'all my name, asked y'all how y'all were doing. And I am actually getting back into French as well. But I'm not gonna go through the whole the whole life circuit and everything like that. Just kind of important events that kind of shaped my life into the person that you guys kind of see today. So growing up, I always played sports. I was always in sports. My number one sport actually back then was basketball. And everybody wants to be, go to the NBA, go pro, blah blah blah. I had hoop dreams for real hoop dreams. But 8th grade kind of changed that when, my football team, we were pathetic. We were terrible. We were terrible. And my best friend, You know what I'm saying? He was an athlete like I wasn't, bro. We were tired of losing. Tired of losing, man. And so one day, we lost to what we thought was the worst team in the district, and yeah, one thing led to another. We have a rule in my high school, in my junior high school, if you quit, you sit out for a whole calendar year. And that's kind of the route I was gonna go. We lost that last game at Temple Bonham. I quit with my best friend, and yeah, I was out for a whole year until they sat me down. They knew I wanted to play basketball, and they hit me with an ultimatum and told me to, hey, if you don't want to sit out for the full year, you're gonna run track. And that was probably the biggest blessing in disguise I've ever experienced, because I definitely did not want to run track at all, at all, at all. I'm gonna be real with you. Track is the hardest sport compared to most games like basketball, football, soccer, blah blah blah. Outside of true sports like swimming and boxing, track and field is really up there. A true test of mental strength and physical prowess. You know what I'm saying? But back to the story. My coaches thought it would be a good idea to make me jump, try to make a fool out of myself. And one thing led to another, and I ended up becoming a dog. You know what I'm saying? I ended up becoming a dog. Like 8th grade, I jumped like 40 feet, started getting a lot of attention from a lot of the athletes on the varsity squad back in high school. And then, I'll kind of go through high school real quick. Ended up, my senior year, ended up becoming a state champion in the triple jump. Oh, actually, I lost the triple jump by half an inch. So I became a state champion in the long jump. I jumped like 24 feet, 5 inches. Triple jumped 51.3 in high school, and ended up, getting a full scholarship to the University of Houston. Go Cougs, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? From there, at the University of Houston, definitely continued making a name for myself, you know what I'm saying? Just building my brand as an athlete. And, University of Houston, freshman of the year, individual championships in the individual triple jump, qualified for nationals 3 of my 4 years at University of Houston, 2-time All-American, the list goes on and on, 4 team championships. And I say this to say that I let that stuff get to my head, you know what I'm saying? It's very easy to get egotistical when you have something that you're good at, you know what I'm saying? Just like any other teenager and, early 20-year-old, I graduated college at 21, 22-ish. So I was young, man. I was young, and everybody goes through it, we're invincible. You know what I'm saying? I can do anything I want to. And I definitely had aspirations to go on professional. However, my actions weren't lining up with what I was saying. There would be a lot of times where, I would let the ego get to my head, and, I would more so skip practice and decide not to do certain things that I knew I needed to be doing, adequate amount of rest, surrounding myself around the right people, staying out of the party scene and the social life and stuff like that. We're young, so there's no way to live a perfect 20-year-old life, you know what I'm saying? You're 20, you're experiencing things. And luckily for me, I graduated college before my traumatic experience. I graduated University of Houston December 2015, and unfortunately for me, I didn't know what was coming next. You know what I'm saying? I definitely did not know what was coming next. April 1st of 2016, I experienced a life-changing event that, definitely altered everything, where I ruptured my patella tendon in my knee. And this experience right here was definitely detrimental, but a huge, huge blessing. Detrimental in the fact that, that was my first ego death. That was the first time I had to shift from being an athlete to finding out what the hell I'm supposed to do in life. You know what I'm saying? It's depressing. You know what I'm saying? It gets to the point where you have no clue what you're going to do. That transition for me was hard. definitely with the mixture of toxic relationships between friends and my then girlfriend, a lot of bad decisions, um, the whole nine, man. That injury right there, pretty much, it set me back. It set me back a lot. And I say that to say that you see me now. You know what I'm saying? You see me now. I'm alive. This was 2016. This injury, I was suicidal at the point. I was depressed beyond measure. Stressed. Financially, was doing terrible. My family, although I wasn't living too far away from them, just the fact that I knew I needed to be around my family and I was not around my family definitely played a toll in this, you know, played a toll. But, all bad things come to an end. And I say that to say that throughout that process of trying to find myself, I ended up finding somebody better than that, because what happened to me was I went through a lot of unnecessary sacrifices, but they were sacrifices that I needed to make. With a college degree, my degree is more so in the entrepreneurship field, and like organizational leadership and supervision is the actual name of my bachelor. However, since I was not able to be mobile, I wasn't able to really use my degree the best way I could. And since I didn't have any other skills outside of being an athlete, and I couldn't use my body to go out there and do the hard labor, I had to sacrifice, and I went into sales. My first job, with a college degree, making $7.25 an hour plus commission. And man, when I tell you, every day, every day my ego was shot, man, because I knew I was in a better position, but I also knew that I wasn't able to be the person I wanted to be until I had the right skills to do what I wanted to do. I've always wanted to be an influencer. I've always wanted to be not really a motivational speaker, because I think motivation comes from within. You can't get motivation from somebody else, but I can inspire, and I want to inspire a lot of people. And one thing I knew about that is I couldn't do that if I didn't know how to talk. So I got a sales job, and that sales job taught me everything. I started working at 24 Hour Fitness, where, obviously I was an athlete, so it was no brainer. Learn how to talk about something I was already doing, make money from it, easy. Well, that's exactly what it was. I was able to build connections with a lot of people very fast, just for the fact that they, one, knew I was an athlete, but two, the fact that they seen a young 22-year-old limping, that definitely took a lot of people's minds on the run, kind of like, man, what's going on with him? Why is he moving like that? Why is he moving so slow? This is literally 2-3 months after my surgery. I'm working, and I was able to build a lot of connections through that, because I was able to not only be able to have logical conversations with people, I was able to have emotional connections with people. Long story short, I was able to stay at a minimum wage position for maybe like 6-9 months. It wasn't too long, but it was definitely stressful due to the, I had an apartment, paying bills, the whole nine. Yeah. But pretty much I say this to say that through drive and dedication, through persistence and hard work, I was able to, move my way up the ranks, and ended up becoming an assistant sales manager for the same company, making, double the pay hourly. I was making like $13 an hour plus commission, plus store bonuses, the whole nine. And it was, huge shift in morale, huge shift in confidence, because I knew that the path that I was going on was the right path, especially when everybody around you is telling you to leave what you're doing. Nah. A lot of times you have to know what's best for you. You have to be able to go through certain situations so that you can level up. You can't go through somebody else's journey and use that for yours. You know what I'm saying? You could take bits and pieces of it, but if somebody else is not in the same situation, or if they haven't gone through the same things as you, it's kind of hard to listen to that person. And since I was the only one kind of in that situation, I had to listen to myself. I want to fast forward a few years to Hurricane Harvey. Hurricane Harvey hit around 2018-ish, where I was forced to leave Houston. I was forced to leave Houston, and I did not want to. But, you know, life works in its mysterious ways, and it places you where you need to be. I ended up going back home to my family, Coppers Cove, Texas, where, you know, I brought some unwanted baggage with me, you know what I'm saying? And that definitely brought in a lot of stress, a lot of, I wouldn't say separation between me and my family, but the fact that I brought somebody near my family that my family didn't respect, you know, that created a lot of tension, especially since it put me in a position where I had to kind of choose family or relationship. And yeah, that was a bad situation, something I probably would never go through again, but I'm glad I went through that experience, so I know how to handle it and I know how to communicate about it, you know what I'm saying? But I was pleased with that experience, hindsight, you know, on the outside looking in, simply because it taught me how to be more focused. You know, I separated myself from Houston. I separated myself from a lot of things that I was attached to in Houston and a lot of people. Although not everyone, I was still able to level up. You know, I stayed in the sales, and I actually operated 2 or 3 cricket stores in my area, which was amazing. But you know, the grind persisted, and out of nowhere one day, I got a call from my coaches at University of Houston, Leroy Burrell, Carl Lewis, and Will Blackburn, and they asked me if I wanted to be a coach. Yeah, I do. I wanted to be a coach because that aligned up with everything I wanted to do: inspire, motivate, lead, you know, and just help people become better versions of themselves. At the end of the day, I want to make, you know, boys into men, women, or girls into women, you know what I'm saying, and better versions of what they would have been before they met me, you know what I'm saying? And what they let me know was, look, man, it's not going to be the best job, it's not going to be the best paying opportunity, but it is a coaching opportunity. And one thing I had no problem of doing was making sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? You always have to be willing to make sacrifices to understand that there's a level up coming from that sacrifice. In order to gain or achieve goals, you have to give up certain things, man. You just have to. And that's kind of what I did. I ended up going to Coffeyville, Kansas. Out of all places in the United States, I moved to Coffeyville, Kansas, where I was making anywhere between $35K. Yeah, I don't think I touched 65, 7,500 that year in Coffeyville. It was tough. I'm not even gonna lie, it was tough. True isolation. This is probably the first time I've ever been isolated. This is 2018, 2019. First year ever really truly been isolated. I was by myself for everything. I lived in a dorm. That's kind of one of the things with junior college coaching. You stay on campus for the most part. Yeah, my on-campus apartment was not was not up to par. But, you know, I made do with what it was. You know, sacrifice, and it paid off big time because I was able to make a name and build my brand as a coach. I was able to become one of the quote-unquote best jumps coaches in junior college due to the fact that I made a financial sacrifice and I made an emotional sacrifice, and I made decisions to put me into certain positions to where I knew if I could proceed or if I could push through, I would be able to level up. You know what I'm saying? That's all it's about, is the level up. It's about the journey and the processes. And through that year, I was able to, you know, I think, if I got to come off the top of my head, but it was 17 All-Americans produced. I worked with about 22 athletes, all 22 PR'd. Indoor and outdoor national champion. National junior college record was broken at 27 feet. You know, a whole bunch of beautiful things, man. Sent a lot of kids to Division I schools where they saved thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on scholarships. And this definitely wasn't unnoticed, you know. That year at Coffeyville changed my life simply because I was able to be exposed to certain things, be introduced to certain individuals, and I was able to go to the Olympic training facility, which was always one of my goals as an athlete when I decided to focus purely on track and field. However, I never knew I was going to be there as a coach. You know, I always thought I was going to be there training and living there and doing my thing. But to be able to have that experience, I was there for a week where I was able to follow Coach Jeremy Fisher and Coach Chris Mack. They taught me some amazing things in track and field that I was able to, you know, be exposed to. And then next thing you know, I'm here at Iowa Central. This is the current job I'm at now. You know, it's definitely a huge upgrade. Finally, not making as much as I was making prior to coaching, but it's definitely, I'm living way more comfortable. You know, financially, this isn't the type of video for the financial journey. I'll make another one for that. But you know, today is November 28th. You know, July 20 something of 2019, I remember vividly. My credit was around a 480 something. You know, $18,000 in debt. You know, a whole bunch of crazy stuff, man. But I say this to say that it all passed. You know what I'm saying? As of today, my credit is around 663, $0 in debt, you know, because of the sacrifices that I decided to make years ago, you know, years ago. And I dropped this video. I want this video to kind of obviously be broad because I can't go through everything in my life, man. You know what I'm saying? It's 27 years of just things that have happened and experiences that have changed who I am and my thought processes and what I believe in and things of that nature. But I want this video to kind of let you guys know that sacrifice is needed for change. You know what I'm saying? You can't get to where you want to be without sacrificing something. You know what I'm saying? If you're somebody who has poor health and you want to become a healthier individual, you can't make that happen unless you sacrifice. You have to sacrifice the sugars. You have to sacrifice the laziness. You have to sacrifice the contentness in order for you to get to where your end result is going to be. If you're addicted to drugs, you know what I'm saying? You have to sacrifice the want to distract yourself. You have to sacrifice yourself from the wanting to run from the truth, and you have to be able to put that stuff down and deal with your demons. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I believe all of us need to do, is be able to deal with our demons without the assistance of outside factors. You know what I'm saying? We have to be able to conquer anything within ourselves through ourselves. And that's one thing that I've learned throughout my journey so far, that nobody else can do it for you but you. Nobody can handle it for you but yourself. And you could do literally anything you want to do. You could literally do anything you want to do in this world, but you have to make the sacrifices in order to make it happen. Physical changes come from spiritual strength, I believe. And spiritually, you have to be able to feed yourself. You know, I'm not going to get too far in the religion side of things, and, you know, yeah, because it's, nah. You know what I'm saying? Nah. But I'm a true believer that if you pray or you meditate or you just seek guidance to whatever or whoever you're talking to outside of yourself on a spiritual level, I believe that consistency can make that change happen. You give up certain things and great things happen. You know what I'm saying? And that I'll kind of leave the video off on that, because like I said, I don't want to rant too much. I just want to kind of introduce you guys to who I am. I also want to be able to show you guys that I'm very transparent in regards to ego shifting. You know, I have a huge, or I have, call it whatever you want, past or present tense, a huge ego. You know what I'm saying? In regards to where I don't feel like I'm better than everybody else, but I do feel like I'm hot shit. And, you know, one thing I'm experiencing is I don't care how hot shit I am. I'm not where I need to be. I'm not who I want to be, and I'm not what I want to be yet. But the journey has been fulfilling, and I just want to continue bringing you guys on with me. Let my words be of some type of inspiration. Let my actions show you that I lead through movement versus words, and just kind of follow along, man. There's gonna be plenty more videos. plenty more videos, you know, weekly, bi-weekly, I'm not sure. And I don't want to sit to a set schedule because I do a lot of things outside of what you guys see. But, you know, that's kind of just a overall kind of broad kind of consists of a few experiences that have kind of changed who I am, a few experiences that I've kind of been through that were traumatic but did become, I would say, overcame through, you know, some of the things I've been saying already in the video. I'm not going to preach your head off too much, man. But, you know, if you stick around this long, man, please let me know if you got any type of words of wisdom, if you took anything out of this video, man. You know what I'm saying? Just let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's communicate. Let me know if there's anything that I can do for you, if there's anything that you've seen today that can move you to another place, because that's at the end of the day, we're all here for each other. But at the end of the day, I can't do it for you and you can't do it for me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna end it off on that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be cool though. Y'all be cool, man. Much love.